Recording. All right, y'all. We are ready to get started. I just text Dave because today is a technical day. So thank you all for being here. This is the third session of the Incubator. Can y'all believe it? I'm telling you, it's going to go by so quickly. And then you're going to be like, whoa, what just happened? What just happened? We talked about that we already had the graduation for season 2, and now you all are season 3. It's going to be absolutely amazing. Good morning, my Sherry James. All right. So let me share my screen so that we could go ahead and get started. Y'all know I always say I like to start on time, and actually I'm usually fashionably late to everything, but for these meetings, I really like to start on time. Couple of reasons. Because I want to make sure that I have enough time to answer your questions and to go, just to make sure that you are clear on everything. So, if I can get it together, I'm going to share my screen. So our agenda day, y'all know we always start out with prayer. So we'll be praying this morning, and then a welcome to someone new on the line and let her do an intro. And then I have a shout out that I'd like to share. Already you guys are starting to create shout outs, which I really, really love. That says that you're doing great things. And then Dave is on the line, and I got a new phone and I don't know what I'm doing. So I have to turn 2 off now. And then content management will be Dave Curley, what you guys need to be thinking about, lighting, voice inflection, creative design. And then we're going to be going through the 4 P's of production. We're going to talk a little bit about castle building, because you got to be able to build your castle. And then we'll end up with the producer call to action and what's next. So Dr. Brenda, I'm going to turn it over to you to render us a prayer.
Okay. Father, we thank you for another beautiful day in your presence. And we thank you, Father, that as we go about our days and activities, you always give us insight, revelation. So I pray that we'll fine tune into this incubator. We'll all be present here, and you touch our hearts on those things that we can execute. Those things are important right now for us to do. Let our minds be open. Let us take in. It's a lot to take in, but you're going to fine tune it to us and everyone here to show what is necessary. I pray for these new producers to come out of the gate with such fire and such greatness that they're just excited. So we thank you for today, what you're sharing and what you're doing. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Amen. Thank you, Dr. Brenda.
Okay.
So going back to sharing my screen again, I want to just start out welcoming Sherry James. And I would love for you.
Sandra, are you there?
Uh-huh.
Are you plugged in or are you using Wi-Fi?
No, am I skipping?
You're stuttery. That's why I'm asking.
I didn't go directly into Wi-Fi. I'm just using the regular. Is it still that way?
You sound fine.
Yeah, I mean, are you plugged in with the hard line or are you using Wi-Fi?
Wi-Fi.
Right, that's probably why you're all stuttery. Are you guys?
Am I stuttering,
guys...
y'all?
Yes.
No.
Not me. I don't
Nope.
Not for us.
Not for me, Dave.
Okay.
Good. Just double checking.
I love when my producer's all over this thing. But at any rate, I want to introduce you to Sherry James, an amazing woman that is going to be developing 12 episodes on the channel. But I'm going to let her tell you a little bit about who she is, what she does, and the great value that she'll be bringing to Sandra TV Network. Sherry.
Thank you, Sandra. I appreciate that. Good morning, everyone. I'm so excited to be here. My name is Sherry James. I have an organization that's called Phoenix Speaks. It's a for-profit organization where we work to make sure that companies and organizations equip their teams with the ability to talk about mental wealth We know mental illness is at an all-time high right now. I started this organization in 2018, even before the pandemic. I also started a nonprofit that was called 2020 Lives Changed. And I told Dondra when I first met her, I said, I thought that I had this dream about 2020 Lives Changed. I said, I'm only going to touch 2020 lives in the year 2020. Little did I know that all of our lives would change. And so my nonprofit is focused on teaching people from kindergarten through 12th grade to universities to women's shelters how to effectively articulate their mental state so that their parents can support them, their teachers can support them, so that we can stop losing lives that are lost by suicide. So that is me and my passion. I live here in Prosper, Texas, and I'm so excited to be here. So thank you so much, Sandra. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Let's do a quick just round of introductions so Sherry knows everybody. Lori, we'll start with you, followed by Dr. Brenda, and then we'll go around.
Hi, Sherry. I am so excited to have you on. We have a lot of alignment girls, so we're going to have to chat. I do quite a bit of work in the mental health space too. I am a producer and co-host of 2 different shows, host on one, co-host on another, on ZTV, and I'm getting ready to do some further work with Sandra as well. I have a company called Walk with Lori, and I have private clients and small groups around those mental health topics. And I'm so glad to be able to be here. And many of you, I am your mentor. So, and Dr. Brenda is as well. So it's exciting to see you all on the line today, but welcome, Sherry.
Thank you. Dr. Brenda?
Okay, welcome all of you. And we will be getting in touch with you, speaking into your lives, giving you that boost. I am a peer support. I have I was in the first Incubator program. I have my own show. I have done season 2 and I'm going to season 3. Revolutionize my life, where evolution occurs one step at a time. My background is I'm a transformational coach, helping people to get unstuck, going back to the original source of the pain, so that won't keep bothering you. So I understand, Sherry, your thing. I am a meologist. I am trademarked the world's only meologist because I help people get unstuck. I'm a missionary of over 45 years and have a nonprofit, Message to the Nation, going all over the world and doing different projects, establishing a computer lab in rural villages and things like that, and just pioneering, involving African Americans in the field of mission. So I have a broad heritage of things, and I just look forward to talking and sharing with most all of you.
Awesome. Stephanie.
Good morning, everybody.
Good
I'm
morning.
Stephanie Angle from Advantage Angle, and I am an entrepreneur edu-trainer. I help other entrepreneurs, authors, and coaches hone their message and content for their courses and ensure the delivery of that content to maximize their impact and engagement. I'm a 30-plus year educator. I've taught everything from owning my own daycare to a 98-year-old in college, so birth to death. And I currently am exiting the administration group of a local high school and transitioning into the business world and into television production, which I do have a journalism background as well. So really exploring new skills and new horizons, and very excited to be on this journey with you all.
Nice. Thank you, Stephanie. Dana?
I am here. First of all, I would just like to say the alignment on this call. Everyone just has so many of the same passions and drives and success and skills. So that I'm excited about. Right, Stephanie, I'm listening to you. I'm like, yep, me too. Everyone, I'm like, this is great. So my name is Dana Davis. I am a leadership coach and professional development coach and expert. around plenty of things, mostly corporate America. I've spent most of my career in, and now really venturing out to help entrepreneurs. I also teach with Rising Tide Capital, who actually deals with entrepreneurs, over about 2,000 entrepreneurs, helping them get their first start. So now I am venturing out and, really wanting to make sure that I am putting my stamp out here and my expertise around really being able to get unstuck when it comes to being an entrepreneur. So yes, I'm listening to everyone. I'm like, yes, I am in the right place with the right community, doing the right thing. So again, excited about this. My show will be Project Refresh. I will be helping entrepreneurs actually refresh themselves and get themselves started. So I'm sure that will develop even more as I'm sitting here with you ladies and gentlemen and working together. I'm so excited about that, and welcome, Sherry.
Yeah. All right, Pam.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Pamela Good, owner of Good Skin Matters. I've been a medical esthetician for 34 years. And my background actually started as a child with my father, always with a camera in all of my siblings and my face. And so he had a production company. Unfortunately, he passed away a few years ago. But something that really drives me is his legacy. And so my production will be based on image and building that confidence from the inside out. And so I'm just really happy to be here, and I just guided by the ministry that God's drawn me into, and all of you wonderful people. And so I'm really excited to learn and to get everything going. Thank you so much, and welcome, Sherry.
Nice. Thank you all for just being so gracious to introduce yourself. So let's go ahead and get going with the program. I have a shout out, but I don't see Chanel on the line. So Chanel will get this shout out by video. But Chanel Yarber, who is one of our new producers in season 3, has been asked to speak at one of the biggest, like the top 5 networking conferences in the world. And so Power Networking Conference 2022 in Houston, Texas, she will be speaking. Now, she has 5 tickets that are available for half price. This is with George C. Fraser. So if you're interested in going to the conference, let me know. It is in Houston. It's in August. I believe it's August 5th through the 7th. Don't hold me on the dates. But if you have an interest in that, please let me know. I'm going to be going. Because one, we got a producer that's going to be on stage speaking. And I believe in showing great support to the people that are in this organization, the people that are part of this family. And so I will be going, but there are several other tickets that are available. So if you're interested, just ping me and I'll send you the link. Okay, great. So we're going to jump right in. Dave, I think Dave just fell off again. Did Dave fall off again? No, he's here. Okay, great.
Can you hear
Okay,
me?
so, yep, can hear you. I'm going to turn it over to Dave. Dave didn't get to introduce himself. So Dave, you could do an introduction and then let you just really focus on technical info, what people need to know. I'll turn it over to you. So I'm going to stop share just in case you need to share, but introduce yourself and
Okay.
take it over.
Awesome. Hi, I'm Dave. All right, well, that's that.
Dave, stop.
I am the okay. I am the head, producer guy. Zandra and I started this thing several years ago, and so while she's been figuring out what all we're going to do, I've been figuring out how to make it all look good and sound good. And so that's what I do is I'm going to be helping you guys when we're shooting your shows, when you come to the studio, you bring your guests and what have you. I'm going to be helping you sound good on camera. I'm going to be helping you with your presence. In some cases, I'm going to be helping you when we kind of go through the look and feel of what your show, what the vibe of your show is going to be, how to get that to come across. And together we're going to put your show together and get your first season done, and hopefully your second, third, fourth, fifth, 10th, etc. I wanted to go over just a few things with you. In short order, I'll be sharing a Google Drive folder with you. Is everybody familiar with, online cloud storage stuff like Google and Dropbox? I'm seeing nods. Okay, good. Then that's what we use is Google Drive, and we will be sharing a folder with you, which will be your production folder. Which brings us to a key term that we need to know. Production folder. When I say, hey, yes, put it in your production folder, that means put it in your Google Drive folder, which is the production folder for your show. That folder is going to have all kinds of stuff. It's where we're going to kind of keep everything that is relative to your specific show, like artwork that has been created for it. When we're finished with the episodes of your show, the first season episodes, I'll be putting those files up there so that we have a common place that we're storing them. They'll be on our streaming platform, but we'll also have backups here. Just in case something were to go wrong, then we could always go and grab those. Things that are in your folder are for our team and you and your team. Which means we're not using it as a point to share things with the world. Okay, that's what our social platforms are for. If you have a sec and don't mind, Zandra, I'd like to kind of just sort of walk through the folder. Is that okay? Okay. All right, so I'm going to share my screen. Can everybody see this? Thumbs up? I need thumbs up. There we go. I got one thumbs up. That means everybody can see it. You may not just be paying attention. All right. So in this folder, I've got everybody that in the list that I was given. I'm not kidding, guys. I am now getting marketing calls that are listed in Germany. I just wanted to put that out there. So, I don't even have a German car, so I don't need a German car warranty. Just thought I'd say that. So let's take a look at this. I've grouped ours, which you guys don't need to know about, but you guys are in our third incubator. So you're in group 3 of this wave of shows that we're making. So we'll just go to, is Dana here? Is Dana in our group?
Yes, Dana's here. Dana's here.
Dana is here.
Uh-huh.
Okay, great. Perfect. So we'll just use Dana's folder as an example. Dana, this is the folder that I'll be sharing with you, and I've named it The Dana Davis Show because I don't know the name of your show yet. And that's one of the things that as we're going through the incubator, you'll be coming up with the name of your show. And in which case, we'll eventually change this. We, as a production company, look at everything in terms of the shows that we're producing, right? Not necessarily the person whose show it is. We're producing a show. It is owned by, in this case, Dana Davis. Now, we may call it the Dana Davis Show, or we may call it Living Your Best Life, or whatever it's going to be called. But that's how we're going to be referring to it. So I need the new episodes of Living Your Best Life. Great. I know where to go, and I know what to think about, and I know what show I'm doing. I need Dana's show. We could have 10 Danas eventually. So we'll refer to our shows eventually as the show name. And if you have 5 shows on our network, then we would have, we would be talking about the 5 specific shows that you do. So the Dana Davis Show. In here, we've got a few folders. I want to start off with like the most important one, which is the show information. This is where we are going to gather the most basic information for your show. So when I open this up, once you have fleshed this out, I need to know the title of your show. Right now, Dana Davis Show. Okay, and I need to know what the description is. Dana.
Can I just say this? And it can't be a thesis. It needs to be pretty tight and concise. Yeah.
Right. Yes. Just a very 1 or 2 sentences that will tell a viewer what the name of the show is. Dana shows the world how to become a master plumber. There we go. That is what our show is. Dana, I expect you to go in here and change this eventually, but we'll use that right now as our example. So what this does is it gives me the ability when I am working on putting your show together, it gives me the ability to plug in the appropriate information. Let me show you. ZondraTV.com. Let's see. Here's a perfect example. This is the title. Okay, so the Dana Davis Show for your show would go right here. This is Real Biz Talk Present. Would say the Dana Davis Show. This show was created specifically for small business entrepreneurs and solopreneurs to share who they are, their unique why, and how they got started in business. Okay, that equates to this line right here, your description. If we don't have that information, then this is blank and it just says Dana Davis Show. It may be called something else, but if we don't have the name of it, no one scrolling through our website is going to know what they're looking at. People want to know what they are going to see and if this is worth their time. We are asking them to spend time on here. So created specifically for small, but I'm not a small business entrepreneur, so I'm not interested in that. Cleo the Muse, surprise, provoke, and inspire our viewers to challenge the present by inquiring the past. Listen, we're going to be talking about history. I'm interested in history, so I'm going to go take a look at his show. Now, we will get to it later, but you'll notice that in each of the episodes of their show, we've got a title and we've got a very short description as well. I'll show you how we do that in a few minutes. But this is very important because, like I said, without this, especially without this description, no one knows what your show is about. I'm not going to take the time to go find out what your show is about if I don't at least have an idea whether it's something that I'm interested in watching. So I hope that makes sense. Please, as you are fleshing out your show, eventually, before we ever put your coming soon tile up, we need to have this information. Without it, we can't really put it up because no one's going to know what it is. Let's see. Set design. We will get to a point where we start working out the look and feel of your set. This document is really important. This is where you're going to, as you are doing a little research and snooping around and finding things that you like, this is where you're going to start putting that information in here, okay? If we sit and, if you are looking for a backdrop, let me show you an example. If you're looking for a backdrop and you find something that you like, then we need you to give us the dimensions of it, put a picture of it in here, and then also like put the link. Let's see. So we know where to go and look at it and double check and make sure that it's good. When you look at the sample, so here is here's a link to this one. Here's a picture of it, so I know when I click on the link, or even if I didn't have the link, at least I'd have an idea visually of what I'm looking for a backdrop, and it tells me the size. So for us, the size is really important. If you get like a 5x7 one, we have more space to put it in than the actual size. That's too small. So we would need a much larger one. So these are things to consider just as you're going around trying to figure out what it is that you want to do. Same thing with the furniture. If there's specific furniture that you want to buy to put on your set, like these are the chairs. These are like the chairs that we used for, or similar to the chairs that we use for Light It Up. So we were looking for this kind of chair and we found these, but even if they were sold out, we would at least know, okay, we should find something close. Ours have metal legs, these have wooden legs. So, we at least, have a visual reference for what we're looking for, the type and the style of chair that we're looking for. And then when we get down here to like music ideas, the music ideas give us the sound of what your show is going to be like. And it's really important that we have that. I want to show you an example of why it's important. Let's see. I'm going to bring up, we've been working on Cleo the Muse this week, so I'll just bring that up. Let's see. And I'll let you see what his intro is like. Okay, So on his show, his intro, this intro is going to set the tone. The music is going to set the tone. The visuals are going to set the tone, hopefully to match this look that he has.
Hi, it's Zandra with Zandra TV Network. I just wanted to say, if you need a little bit of encouragement, go check out the Fanny Minute Show, where she is truly the faith and inspiration lady and will help you to navigate your life.
Welcome to Cleo the Muse TV, where we surprise, provoke, and inspire, so you may challenge the present by inquiring the past.
Okay, did you see how that kind of set the tone for the show? That that style kind of matches his metropolitan background. We touch a little bit of history. We touch a little bit of current events in his intro. You know, it all kind of just sets the pace for what we're doing. So when you are doing that, when you are trying to figure out what you want your show to look like, you can go and find music that you think would work for your thing. Now, we have a site that we use called Envato, and when you go to it, it gives you the ability to just go around and search for various things. You can search for video templates that you might like, for example, and you could say, hey, I really like this video template. Can you use this for my intro? And then we'll take a look and see if we can do that. Let's just try multi-photo opener. And then you can take a look at samples and say, hey, this kind of looks like what I want. See, this could be the opening of your show. Maybe showing pictures, maybe showing something specific to the field that you're in. But anyway, you get the idea. And so if this was the one that you wanted, then you'd want to copy and give us copy that
Link.
Copy that link and then paste the link in here. And same thing for audio. So if you are looking for music that you think would work really good, we go down to the music. Let's see. Where is music?
You passed it.
I did. Boom, there it is. Okay, and I don't know, let's say dubstep. And I know some of you are probably going, dubstep? You'd be surprised how much dubstep I've used in intros, and everybody goes, oh, I just love it.
Audio Jungle. Audio Jungle.
That little part right there where it kind of kicked in, that could make a really good intro for a certain style of show. So if you find something that you like, again, we'd want to open it up and then go copy the link and give us the link. Now, I recommend that you start here with the account that we have, because we pay for this account. We just pay a yearly fee. It's all royalty free. We know it's clear. We know it can be used for television, for YouTube, for Facebook, for movies. It can be used for all that. We have the license allows us to use it for anything. If you go to another service and find what you want, you're going to have to pay for the license. You're going to have to do all that and give me the files to do. So I suggest that you use at least start with what we have, what the library that we have to use, which of course those links are right here in your set design notes feel.
So I want to just chime in here because I know that a lot of people are, oh, I don't know what I want. It's a lot, right? So if you really just want Dave to create your sound and look, you can.
Yeah.
I mean, he's done it over and over again. And I mean, I'm not, like they say, no brag, just fact. He's never missed.
Right.
So, look at Lori's like shaking her head, Dr. Brenda shaking her head. He kind of doesn't miss. You're going to be wowed. So if you want to get engaged, though, to learn, this is what we're telling you. You can engage yourself and make it everything from beginning to end, and you're not alone. Not alone in this process. But if you say, oh, Dave, just find me my look, feel, sound, he'll do it.
I will. In fact, I did that with Jen Duplessis.
Yeah, Duplessis. Yeah.
Let me, let's see.
You're watching.
Okay, watch.
On today's episode of Tell Me I Can't, we are going to talk with a beautiful woman who was told that she could never walk again. In fact, she was told she may not even have a leg. That's coming up right now. Welcome to this episode of Tell Me I Can't. I'm your host, Jen Duplessis, and my guest today is Amberly.
See, that was me just, I just said, let me see what I can find that would sound good and look good, and put it together, and it worked, and Jen was extremely happy, and that took that off my plate, and I was able to move on with producing the rest of the show. We can do that. So anyway, but as you're looking and thinking and trying to come up with things that you want, use this document, your set design notes, and start kind of putting together the look and feel that you want to use. And Zandra and the team will coach you through all of that as well. But it's important that all that go in here so that when we sit down and start trying to work on it together and trying to refine it, we have these things to look at versus sending 25 emails back and forth with, hey, I think I like this. Oh, and then 3 days later we get something else. Hey, maybe this will work. That's too much to manage. We use the document. We use the production folder for all of that. So you're going to live in this production folder. I am going to go looking for things in this production folder. So let's please be sure that we're using it. And here's a perfect example. Artwork and assets. In here, we've got different types of artwork and bits and pieces and things in here that are necessary for your show. I'm going to stop my share for just a sec. Some people come to us with an idea for a show, and that's all they have. Just, I want to have a show, and we are going to go and flesh out the entire thing with it. Other people come with a existing business, an existing marketing infrastructure, an existing look and feel and everything to what they do, and they want to adapt that to their show. Jen Duplessis is one. Linda Fisk with Leadership Global. She has a logo, Leadership Global. She has colors already. She has certain fonts that she uses. So she comes to us with these elements, fonts, a already designed logo, color choices, all these things that are part of her brand design and style guide, okay? And says, here's my brand design and style guide. Here's all the elements that go into my logo and all this sort of stuff. And then we are able to take those things and combine them with other things to come up with a show tile or to come up with the animated intro to your show. I would take your logo and put it in there. Or I may just take the wording of your logo and maybe not use the icon of your logo, something like that. But it's important that we gather these things from you if you already have these things. If you don't, then we can help you come up with these elements for your show. But if you've already got one, we really need to have it. So if you already have a brand and a design and a style guide, we have to use this font, the The lettering, for the first half of it has to be this font, this weight, all that sort of stuff. We need all that information provided, and that all can come in through your folder. So if you have a certain font that you use, grab that font and upload it to your folder. Hey Dave, how do I upload stuff to my folder? It's real easy. I will. Here's a copy of the show information thing. I'm just going to drag it and I'm going to drop it. Uploading, and it's done. So any file can be done that way. Okay, video files. If you have an intro that you've made because you had a TV show or a YouTube show or something like that, and you wanted to provide that for us, then you could just drag and drop into the appropriate place. Now, obviously, show information is not going to go in the font folder, so I'm going to get rid of that. But that's how easy it is to upload things. And let's see, let's go back here. So your show logo, if you have created a logo, if you've already got something that you had one of your people design, then you can put that in here. If you have different variations of it, like we have the widescreen, 16:9 version that needs to be used for the actual show video. We've also got a square version of that same artwork for social media. The different variations can all go in here. And then the music, we'll put the music in once we've downloaded it. The song, we like we were just listening to, and then in here is where we will put like your TV tile once it's done. If you have promotional artwork that if y'all remember, like on Jen's, she has like her signature with her standing by it. That may be something that she uses for a book cover or for social media posts or elements of a social media post or something like that. Those variations, that various artwork can come in here. We may be able to use that for some of the promotions and stuff that we do. And then let's go back. Show episodes. Okay, let's understand something. When I talk about your show, when Zandra talks about your show, we are talking about the 30-minute show, all 6 of them, or all 12 of them, or all however many it is. For example, there is a show called Friends. We've all seen Friends. They had 11 seasons. So we have the TV show Friends. We have the TV show Real Biz Talk with Zandra. Okay? We have episodes, and those episodes are in seasons. So we have season 1, and for Zandra's show, we do 12 episode seasons. So season 1, episode 1 is how we would title that or how we would look at that very first one, how we'd identify this was the first episode of our show. Season 1, episode 2, etc., etc. When we get to season 2, then it's season 2, episode 1. So we don't have 40 episodes. Okay, this is episode 40. No, we have season 1 and only a certain amount. Season 2 and only a certain amount. That's how we'll build your show out. The first season is going to be 6 episodes. It could be 8, whatever you're working out. That's what we'll have for the first season. Now, why is that important? It's important for our organization, for us to be able to provide for, say, the viewer an experience where, let's see, he only has his first season up right now. But if I'm looking for an episode of Real Biz Talk that I want to watch, when I go to Real Biz Talk, if I had an unending scroll of 100 episodes in here, it would be hard to look at, right? But if I want to see what's in season 7, okay, now I only have a few to look at. This is just good user experience for the viewer. It makes it easier for them to find where something is specifically that they're looking for, or remember when they want to come back to it. Okay, so we do the same thing over here. In your show episodes folder, we're going to have your season 1 folder, and this is where we will have, and I forgot to copy it into here, but we're going to have an episode list. I'll show you one. So let's look at the Tell Me I Can't episode list. In here, you're going to have the season episode numbers, okay? And then you're going to have the title. And each episode of your show is going to have a title. It could be um, um, going beyond medical science. That's the title of episode 2, let's say. And Amberly Lago shares the story of nearly losing her leg and how she defied the odds and is running again. Boom. That's the basic information we need for the episode of the show. For us who are producing your show, I'd want to know the name of the person that is being interviewed, Amberly Lago, and then her website, amberlylago.com. That gives me the ability to plug in the person's name and title, just like I'll have your name and your title under yours. You saw, like, when Jen Duplessis came up, the first thing it did when she started talking was her name started to come on, and then her website. We'd be doing that for the for any of the guests as well. That's where this information gets plugged in here. Now, some of you are doing. Let's see. I'll go. Some of you are actually producing episodes yourself and are uploading them to us. If that's you, that's great. You're able to plug all that information as well. Trying to see, where is her spreadsheet? There we go. In the spreadsheet, they are providing the names of the episodes, the titles, what the guest name is, all that sort of stuff. All of that can be provided here. We have access to all of that. So it's really important that we follow all of that. And each one of you will have in here, when I copied the template, I forgot to copy the episode guide or episode list, but I'll be putting your episode lists in here as well. It's very important that you fill that information out. Does anybody have any questions about the folder, how we're using it, why it's important, etc.? Okay. If you do, be sure you unmute, just because everybody's muted. So if you when we ask you to provide us with something, please use the folder. If we're doing something a little unconventional with yours, if you need to make a folder, in there for whatever it is, then you can go ahead and do that. When we do your show, we will have your season 1, and we'll have like the finished episodes in here. We'll also have, say, folders for each of your guests. We'll have a folder where we basically have like a little guest package in there. So if you have 6 guests over the course of your first season, then each one of those people will have a folder, and that's where we'll put the photographs that were taken on set of them. That's where we'll have say a 30-second clip of their show, like a promotional clip of the episode that they were on, that you could send to them. You could say, hey, here's the folder. You'd be able to share the folder with them and say, here's the package. Thanks for being on my show. You've got clips in there. You've got some behind the scene video, some behind the scene photographs, whatever, that sort of stuff. And that is stuff that they can download and then use on their social channels and all that. To download something, just in case you're not sure, let me go to
And Dave, when you have a moment, Sherry has a question.
Oh, okay. Ask your question.
Okay, so you mentioned that we have an account for, is it Envato Elements? How do we get access to that so that we
You
can
don't need to. You just go to Envato Elements and you start copying links and sending them to me. I have the account. I log in. I download things.
Got it. Thank you.
You look at the catalog and then send me reference points.
Got it. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Let me go. I'll show you. So, like Jen's. Okay. So this folder right here, where is Jen? Okay, we have a extensive list of guests in here. You would have, say, 6. But if I wanted to share this list or this folder with Jen, just right click on it and choose Get Link. And then you would copy the link. Anyone with the link is a viewer, so she can view it and she can download things. You simply copy that link and email it to them. That's it. When they get that link and open it up, they will see the items that we've placed in there. So we've got some photos of Jen on the set. Her and
So,
Zandra, et cetera, et cetera.
so why is this important? Because
So-
one of the things, oh, I just wanted to talk about why it's important because
Yes,
I
please.
think I'm trying to
Sure.
build
There you
it
go.
together. Why is that important? It's important because promote, promote, promote. If you don't promote your show, if you don't put mustard on it, there is no mustard. I mean, yeah, it'll be on TV, but everything that we do, even photos, are big deals because you want people to post those photos saying they're on the set of your show, they were interviewed by you, they were part of you, and all of that is happening while we're creating, your magic. The photos are going to be the first thing that you get. So you really should be posting. I know that most of us don't post every day of the week, but as you become a producer, you want to post probably every day of the week. I know it sounds crazy. I know you're looking at me like, what, Sandra? All of those photos could have a different title on it. It could tell a different story. But we're going to be talking about your call to action because you're going to want to do that so you get people into your castle. That's
Right.
the goal.
And remember something. We generally, there's 2 kind of people. There's the people that love to brag, about themselves. The Eddie Haskells, if you remember the old Leave It to Beaver show. Everything is, or Barney Fife. He makes himself sound much bigger than he really is. And then there's the people who don't want to brag, who are more humble in nature and feel that bragging and putting things out there and drawing attention to yourself is not proper because our parents told us that it's not proper. There's nothing wrong with doing that. And you have to remember something. If you don't promote yourself, who's going to? I'm your producer. I'm your engineer. I'm the guy who is putting all this together for you, right? I'm going to promote my show because it's my show. Now, I will cross promote and I will share things that you share, or if you and I take pictures together or something, I may put it up there. I did something with Jen for one of Jen's episodes the other day and put it out there because I thought it was cool. But there's no guarantee that I'm going to do it with yours. There's no guarantee that your best friend is going to do it because they're your best friend. There's no guarantee of any of that. But there is a guarantee if you do it. You have a following of whatever size on whatever platform. And when you're using those platforms, if you don't promote yourself, if you don't say, hey, I did this, or I wanted to share this with you, I thought you might find this interesting. If you don't do that, who's going to? So self-promotion, and Zandra will hammer this into you over the course of the incubator and stuff. But just remember, it's not bragging. It is promotion. Look at your Facebook feed. You see tons of promotion. Do you know why you see tons of promotion? Because it works. And because you are interacting with it. There are some that you see come through multiple times a day. It's because you clicked on one, left a comment, watched a video, answered a quiz, whatever it is, you interacted with it. That told Facebook, oh, you're interested in this person, Zandra Evans. And now all of a sudden, we'll start showing you more of Zandra's things. When people do that with yours, they will start seeing more of you, and it will grow and grow and grow. And remember, there's like a billion people or 2 or 3 or 4 billion people out there that are on these platforms. So it's easy to get lost in it. That's why you do it a whole bunch, okay, to increase your chances. So we'll provide you with those things, and we'll also teach you how to generate your own things as well to go beyond the catalyst that we're providing for you as we create your show. Okay. Is there any other questions? Zandra, is there anything else that you need me to go over?
No, you could talk a little bit about, I mean, so let me, I mean, Dave was very modest in how he introduced himself. But if anybody knows anything about, back end production and really getting it together, it's very hard to find a producer and a director in one body. And so Dave actually encompasses that. He's a director and he's a producer in one person. And so when you're on set, he's going to be directing you. You might say something and then you'll go like, "No, that ain't it. I need you to do this." And he will coach you and direct you right there on the spot. The using your voice, right? I want y'all to get used to using your voice. What are the outside inside voice? I don't know.
Mm.
You've got to project. TV will look muted. And Dave, I don't want to steal your glory on this. Help them understand why it's necessary to be over exaggerated.
Right. So the when we walk up to each other at a party and say hi, we're talking in kind of in the tone that I'm talking with right now. Hi, I'm Dave Curley. Nice to meet you. I'm glad that you're here. Welcome to the party. Hi, I'm Dave. Welcome to my show. Okay, that's how I would, welcome to my home. Come in, make yourself comfortable. I'm talking to you in a normal voice, but right now I'm looking at you through the lens of a camera, and my camera and my lens is in my home in Arlington, Texas, close to Lake Arlington. Okay. And you are wherever you are. Some of you are in other states. Some of you are in other parts of the country. Some of you may be across the street. I don't know. But there's a giant distance between us, okay? When you're watching somebody on TV, there is the on person and then there's the real person, okay? And the perfect blend is taking your realness and your authenticity and ratcheting it up. So, hi, welcome to my show is how I would greet you if I were shaking hands with you. Hi, welcome to my show is how I would greet you through the lens. It's a lot more. You have to go up over the top. Hey, welcome to another episode of the Church Media Guys show. That is projecting, that is over the top. Notice I'm using my hands. Why am I using my hands? Because this is boring. I'm a talking head. There's no action behind me. There's nothing happening. I'm very boring. I'm using my hands. I'm doing this. I'm getting my finger right in front of the camera. I'm doing this to engage with you, to make you feel like you and I are standing together talking. Because if we're standing together talking, you notice my hands are up here by my face. Why? My hands are normally, you can't even see it. They're normally down here when I'm talking. So if I'm using my hands, I'm talking, and I may reach out and touch your arm or something, but my hands are usually down here. The way this is cropped, you can't see my hands. You're just like, what? His sleeve is moving. Why is his sleeve moving? Right? So I'm doing this. My hands are up here. I'm putting up here and using them. So that just understanding that alone can take when you're doing an interview on Zoom or when you're on someone else's show, like if you're being interviewed on someone else's video podcast or something and you're talking about your show, like we will have you on an episode of either Fireside Chat or Real Biz Talk. But if you're doing it through the camera, through Zoom, engaging with a host and engaging with a audience that's out there, even in your home, doing something like this will make you seem more dynamic and more engaged and more alive, okay? Versus just sitting here and talking like this, or worse, sitting here and talking like this. So when you get on camera, and at our studio, I'm going to ask you to feel silly, okay? My rule of thumb with this is if I feel like I am being boisterous, if I feel like I'm going over the top, if I'm feeling self-conscious in this delivery, then it's going to come across as really good. I don't necessarily jump up and down when I'm having a conversation with you, but doing this, I'm going to flail my arms. I'm going to jump up and down. I'm going to say, you've got to do this. You've got to reach out to people, etc. And we'll teach you to do the exact same thing.
Yeah.
And what's cool is if you're doing that, then your guest, who is completely new to all this, you're the professional. Even if it's your first episode, your guest is like, wow, I'm on this person's show. It's wonderful. They know what they're doing. And we're going to help you look like you know what you're doing. But even though you're just starting, you get that energy coming across the person sitting across from you or across the table or remotely over Zoom or what have you. That energy will transfer to them and they will reach up, maybe not to the full level, but maybe half again as much, and meet that. And they won't be just sitting there like this, just talking to you very quietly and answering your questions. You can say, so what was that like? And they'll be like, oh, it was the most wonderful thing in the world. No, what was that like? Oh, it was awesome. It was the best thing in the world. I got to climb Everest. I mean, who does that? You know, they'll be matching that. So it's important to go up and above. And that, by the way, when you start learning, if you're not already doing like Facebook Lives or Instagram stories or YouTube shorts or whatever like that, when you're doing those things, you want that exact same kind of energy to come through. There's a huge distance, physical distance between you and that person, and the camera sucks the life out. So ratchet up your personality. Be genuine, but just if people are looking at you and going, what is that weirdo doing? You're doing it right.
All right. Thanks, Dave. Any other questions before we move on? All right.
Awesome. I'll be sending out, Zandra, when you're done with this, send me, if you would, the video. Send me a copy of the video, and I'm going to trim out this little section going through the folder, and I'll attach that to the email invite to join the folder that I send to all of y'all. Okay.
Zandra,
right.
I have a quick question.
Sure.
Because Dave mentioned several times like the podcasts and the other platforms. So do we name, I think I sent you this question, do we name our podcast, if we're looking at producing a podcast right now, the same as our TV show?
And so, well, Dave, you could answer my question. My answer was yes, that you could name it the same. It's totally up to you. And I think I also share with you, which I wasn't going to share yet, but because we're going to be starting Zandra TV Audio Nation. So we're going to have an audio podcast for all of you that would like to participate, that will be stripping the audio from your shows and putting them on podcasts. So I think yes, but Dave, what do you think?
I think I prefer that myself because it's part of the branding, right? So a show that I have is called the Church Media Guys Show. So the podcast version of that is the Church Media Guys Show. The video portion of it is called the Church Media Guys Show. The YouTube channel is called the Church Media Guys Show. And the idea is that once you start thinking about the Church Media Guys, then you can search for the Church Media Guys on whatever platform. If I go to Spotify and search for the Church Media Guys, you'll find it. If I go to Google Play and do a search for the Church Media Guys, because I know it is, in some cases you'll get the audio and the video, get the YouTube show, and then you'll also get the audio podcast. But if you're asking them to go and search for Real Biz Talk, and then for video, and then Talking Business with Friends, whatever, for the audio version, now there's this bifurcated thought process and your branding is kind of messed up. So unless it is drastically different than what your core thing is, right? Like if you are producing a cooking show, which I'm bringing to the network, by the way, if you produce a cooking show, an audio version of that show may not be, it's like, see, you whisk it like this, and then they're just, you whisk it like what? How do I chop? Because it's audio, that doesn't translate well. But if you're interviewing, famous chefs on your audio show, totally different. Or it could be the same name, but you don't want to mess up your branding.
Thank you.
All right, cool beans. Thank you, Dave. Appreciate you.
Y'all take care.
All right, bye-bye. Okay, so I just want to go back through again the ZTV Media TV Incubator, what it is for, what it is designed to do. It's designed to help content developers enter into streaming TV. And streaming TV is different. It is not YouTube. It is not, any of those social platforms. Streaming TV actually creates a whole nother business stream for you, as well as revenue. We want to prepare you to manage and market your content. You've got to market your content. Now, with that being said, I know y'all probably say, oh my God, all this marketing, but we're marketing for you too. We are constantly marketing for you. We're sending out videos. We're encouraging people. We are constantly doing that as well, but you have to also do it for yourself. We want to assist you with sponsors and supporters, right? And so you're going to learn about sponsorship and commercial advertisement. Now, here's what makes us different from anybody else in the world. When you produce your episodes for season 1, we're going to socialize and legitimize your content by putting commercial advertisement in for you, so that you look as though you have already sold those commercials. They're commercials from our commercial bank. But you can't keep commercials in the commercial bank in there. You got to then decide who's going to be your advertisers. Who are you going to work with? But out the gate, you're going to look extremely professional. And a lot of people look at your content when you first land your show and go, wow, they already have commercial advertisers. That means that, I could be a commercial for them. That's the image that we're preparing. We want to create the right revenue monetization model. I know that being on TV, we're on TV, but this is a business. And I don't want you to think it's not a business. Therefore, I'm going to teach you how to monetize your content. A lot is covered in the first season, and I think we get comfortable. But, because we pay for the makeup artist to make up you and all of your guests, and we pay for the snacks and we pay for the water. But when you get into season 2 and beyond, those things really are paid by you as the producer. And so you got to have a model, some way to bring in revenue. And then we're going to teach you marketing techniques and strategies and help you with your creative design. We started that today, but we're really going to be working side by side with you. We believe, in collaborating, and your success is our success. And that's the end of that. Like, we're putting our heart and soul into it, because when it launches and the reveal is there, it's going to be awesome. All right. So let's talk about the 5 P's of production. Okay, you are now pre-production is where you are today, but you're going to get to the far right to production. There are certain things that happen in pre-production that doesn't happen in production. You're also going to get into post-production. Now, what is production? Production is when you're literally in the studio and you're filming, but there's post-production activities that will be happening once that's done. And then there's promotion. And in the middle of all of this is you as a producer, because there are so many ways and things that you're going to have to do as a producer. But here's the thing. I don't believe in one-offs. So I'm not a producer over here. I'm a podcaster over here. I'm a consultant over here. I'm a coach over there. That's confusing. So what we are going to do is figure out how to nest your services together, that production and being on TV is a part of your business process. That's what's important, that it's a part of your business process. The other thing is, we are going to teach you how to lead with production. Why? Why should you lead with production? There's a gazillion coaches out here, a gazillion. And there's a gazillion consultants. But not every coach and every consultant can say that they're a TV producer and that they're streamed on TV. So how you talk about that is extremely important. I'm a producer and I educate small businesses on how to make that pivot to become X, right? Or whatever it is. I'm not telling you what to say, but we're gonna work together in our one-on-ones, and I'm gonna teach you how to deliver that. Because when people hear you're a TV producer, they kind of go, you are? Okay, wait a minute. The reason why I'm telling you this is because once you really socialize being a TV producer in your core business of services, you're going to be able to charge more. People will pay you more to be a consultant, to consult with them. People will pay you more because now you become this celebrity expert. And you got to see yourself as a celebrity expert as a producer, because that's exactly what is getting ready to happen for you. It happened for me. God is no respecter of persons. It's going to happen for you too. So let's talk about take a closer look at pre-production. Now, listen, most of our shows, 100% of our shows are non-scripted, but it doesn't mean that you have to have a non-scripted show. If you want a scripted show, that means that you're going to have that script written. Now, the beautiful thing is we have a script writer. Now, of course, they can write the script, but then that means you got to get the script out to the people that may be a guest on your show. People need to memorize their parts. That's what a scripted show is. We are really organic here, and we have opted for non-scripted shows. Don't mean you have to. I'm just saying that's who we are. But you could absolutely go scripted. So you have to think about scripted or non-scripted, and so that's something to think about now in pre-production. Dave showed you the power of your show outline. We need to know the show description, the show name, the tagline. And so a lot of you that have had your one-on-ones, we're starting to talk about your show name, but by our next meeting, we're going to figure out your tagline. Why do you need a tagline? Because that tagline, if you saw like on Cleo the Muse, he uses his tagline, surprise, provoke, inspire, because that's what he's doing. And so all of us should have some tagline that adds that little bit of gravitas to the name of the show. You're going to figure out if you're going to do interviews. If you're going to interview people on your show, let me tell you something. Establish yourself as an expert, and sharing your stage with other like resources is cool, but you will always be the resident expert. What does that mean? I can showcase you, but at the end of the day, I'm the expert, and you want to retain that. And there's a way to do that in such a delicate, very respectful way that you are the resident expert on this. And it's kind of how you posture. Yeah, you know what, my core belief in leadership is that we lead with excellence. And you see now I even though I'm interviewing somebody, I'm still taking, I don't want to call it power, but the authority. You're on my show because I am an authority figure on this particular topic. Your sound is going to be important. You have to choose a location. Now, when I say location, we've had some producers in Dallas that go like, I want to film at this winery. And we're like, well, you can film at the winery, but you got to find the winery. Then we have to go look at the winery. We got to make sure that the acoustics are right. But 98% of the producers produce in the studio. It's a controlled environment. It gives you much more control and the ability to create what you want to create. We're going to be talking about your intro and your compelling outro. And so that is important. I know y'all, let me tell you, I've had producers that, they be looking at me when I say, okay, I want to hear your intro on these meetings. And they go like, how many times we go do the intro and outro? A gazillion. Because guess what? When you get on TV, you forget it. When the lights, camera, and action come on, you be like, I just had somebody from season 2 go like, what is my intro? And so we had to go show it to them from their previous episodes. And so it's really, really important. And then we want to go ahead and get that landing page started for you so that you can start sending people into your castle. So hopefully you guys have completed your production forms. If you have not, and Sherry, I'll get that to you, but if you've not, please get that completed so that we can begin working on your landing page. All right, so now let's talk about pre-production planning. And so monetization model is important. The timing of when you're going to enter into the market is extremely important, but you really got to figure out how are you going to advertise and promote, and how you're going to use social platforms, because social media is still needed. I know the algorithms have changed. Okay. Stephanie, you should have got your production form when you in the first email, but I'll send it to you again. So I'll send it out. I'll send the production form out again in the recap of this meeting. So if y'all don't have it done, please get it done. So how social platforms will be used. Let me tell you something. Social media is ever changing, but we know that we still need social media for promotion. We know that the consistency of promotion has to be a lot, y'all. The buzz campaign, we're going to create a buzz campaign for you. but it's up to you to use the buzz campaign. When does that happen? It happens after your shows are filmed. We have a company that we are in collaboration with. We upload your raw content into a folder, and they create 6 weeks of micro content for you to do a buzz campaign. And the buzz campaign is, it's coming, it's coming, it's coming. The reveal is coming. And then we'll teach you how to do a reveal and how to invite people and how to have that on Zoom reveal to let people know that you're in television. Okay. And then clarity of vision. If your vision ain't clear, get your vision clear. Now, it's not up to me to know your vision. You have to be able to articulate your vision, because the clearer your vision is, the better we can create that look, feel, and get you the result that you're looking for. Every show feels and looks different, you guys. And so it's based on how clear you are on your vision. Like, I like to use Rafi, Cleo the Muse. I use him a lot, simply because he's very clear on the vision of what he's trying to do. So creating his look, feel, and results are there. The evidence is there. And then the last thing is, this is your time to color outside the lines. Be creative. Go out there. Be that girl. Be that man. I mean, you know what I'm saying? It is time. And so be creative. This is your time to really color outside the lines, figure out what you really want. And then we help you to make it happen. Again, if you don't want to do all the creative stuff, like, oh, I'm going to go look at the music, I'm going to listen to this, because after you listen to so much music, you get confused. I thought I like that, but I like that better. And I like this part. It's confusing. Dave can create it for you. In the entire team. It's not just Dave. We have others that create as well. All right. Let's talk about getting them into the castle, because I promised you we're going to talk about this. You have to have a business process. And Sherry, you're on this call, and I know that you are a business process kind of woman. You got to have a process. Now, listen, you don't have to follow my process. This is just what I do. So now I'm just going to show you what Zandra does. And actually, this is going to be changing. In the next 60 days, this won't even be my business process. I'm modifying it and I'm changing it, because nothing is in stone, right? But you got to figure out how I'm going to get people into the castle. Because remember, this is a business. Now, I have a passion for streaming TV, and I talk about it. And I'm so passionate about it that I have an informational once a month, the first Wednesday of every month. I give it away. Why do I give it away? Because my success rate is about 98%. If I get 10 people on there, about 9 of them are gonna come into the castle. So it's a great rate. I give it away. I'm educating. I'm in edutainment, not entertainment. So I edutain them. I give them the understanding of what it takes in order to manage your business in this environment, because it's different. And we saw a whole bunch happen in 2020. The people that didn't have a digital footprint and a digital landscape, they went out of business. So that's my gig, right? I do that once a month. The other thing that I do, and I know that it sounds crazy, but I do discovery calls. Now, why do I do one-on-one discovery calls? I do them because I have a 99, actually, most people say 100% rate, but about 99% of the people go like, I got to do something. Okay, I'm gonna be interviewed on your show. I'm gonna get a press release. I'm gonna do something, because you have to do something. This is not, you guys are in such a great place, because we are the early adopters in streaming. So because we're early adopters, you talk to people like it ain't an option, it's a requirement. Now you can figure out, you don't have to do business with me, but wherever you need to be interviewed on TV, or you need to have a commercial on TV, you need to have these things while you can still afford them. So that's how I get people into the castle: one-on-one discovery calls and my informational. Now the informational is what I call one to many, and the discovery call is one to one, right? Those are the two ways. I don't have any other way to get people in the castle unless I go speak on stage. But even when I speak on stage, I send them to go to beyondztv.com, because the discovery call is there. The the link to go to the informational, it's there. So they can choose to see. But not only on my link tree is that there, information where I've been featured in magazines, all kinds of stuff is there. Okay. Okay, when they come into my castle and they decide, yep, I'm going to be interviewed. I want to do business with you, Zandra. Okay, great. I charge a fee. Look, Dr. Brenda, what I do for free, I do for a fee. So, but that's my business process, right? Because it costs to be on TV. So my charge is $695. And what they get is they get an interview with me and they get a micro photo shoot. What does that mean? We do some behind the scenes photos. Remember all those photos that was in that file that Dave showed you? We doing it for a reason. We do the micro photo shoot and they hug up with me and blah, blah, blah. That's all great, but they're going to then promote that to their audience, right? And tag me. So then, that's more business. We're going to create a sizzle reel. Now, here's the deal. For all of you that are on this call, you all are always going to get a sizzle reel. We're going to give you that. It is part of filming. We are not going to film an episode and not give you a reel to promote with, right? So you're all going to always get that. But for my clients, we tell them, and we're going to give you a sizzle reel. But it's how you tell them, right? You're going to get this reel that you can put in your speaker's profile. You're going to get a reel that you can post on social media. You're going to get a reel that you could post on your website saying, I've been featured on TV, right? So that, oh, really? Okay, this is great. And then the other thing that we give is we give a landing page and an online ad. That is part of the $695 that you're paying. That's part of the deal. And then we do a self-promotion strategy. And the self-promotion strategy is we create a flyer with their photo on it, and we give them the reel, which is already going to be created for the show anyways, right? So that's the self-promotion that we're talking about. But then we also teach them how to promote with the landing page and the online ad, because in the landing page, it also has Zandra TV information in it. So a lot of cross promotion, but giving small business entrepreneurs something that they don't have. Okay. This is my business process. It ain't got to be yours, but you got to define it, right? I don't know what that is, but I will be your thought partner and I will help you to define what is your business process. Because after all, this is a business, you guys. This is not just for fun. Okay. Now, the biggest monetization you have, right? Let me go back to this. The biggest monetization you have is commercial advertisement and sponsorship. Figure that out. Because if you figure that out, every 6 months, you're going to be churning somewhere between $75,000 to $100,000 every 6 months. It's a lot of money to be made here. You will find out that we only have a base price for those things like commercials and sponsors, but you could charge whatever you want. If I got somebody to charge $5,000, $6,000 for some things. I have some people that charge 10, 15. So it's up to you what you want to charge, but you have to charge at least a minimum, the base price. It's all about your content and the network, right? Here's the other thing. Once you are now in, you're a producer. You now become a multiple international TV producer. Did you know that? Why? Because the TV network you're on is a multiple international TV network. How could you not be a multiple international award-winning TV producer, right? You're part of this tribe. So you get to adopt that right off. All right, call to action. So what is a call to action? Now, y'all know you got to have a call to action. Y'all can't keep posting stuff and ain't got no call to action. But it is known, it's known as CTA. People call CTAs all the time. We're not even sure how many posts we have on our site that include mentions of how important the right CTA is to accomplish your marketing goals. You should always have a call to action. Join me, be there, come see me. It's a phrase that you are going to use, and you need to learn how to use that well, right? My call to action is get your complimentary discovery call. Just go to beonztv.com. That's beonztv.com. I got it down. That's my call to action no matter what. And that is, a lot of people have like multiple call to actions. I think you need one strong one, and that's what you use. But now if you want to do your call to action through text messaging, you can, just text me at 562292. And when they do that, they'll get whatever you're going to give them. If it's a downloadable document or whatever it be. It could be a landing page. If that's what you really want, you have to decide how you want to develop that call to action. Here's my core belief. Linktree is the thing for you. Why is it the thing for you? It's the easiest. First of all, it's free. Up to, if you could pay, I think it's $6 a month. It's like it's the best thing since sliced bread. So to me, Linktree is the way to go. But Linktree with the Linktree link is amateur, and you're not an amateur. And so that's why if you've had your one-on-one, I told you to go buy your domain, right? We need to start buying domains. If you haven't bought your name, go buy your name this day, okay? Buy your name at a minimum, because you might say, just go to, we can take the Linktree and route it to the domain, use that domain to route it, right? You're gonna want to do that. That's why mine is Be On ZTV, right? That is a domain that I own, and I actually take the Linktree link and I'm forwarding Be On ZTV on top of it, so people don't do Linktree / That's amateur. We're not amateurs. We're professionals, and so we will work with you to make sure that that's set up. The goal is to get email addresses so you can begin a nurture campaign. So if you don't have some way to nurture your leads, you have to have a way to nurture your leads. Why have a call to action and then don't know how to nurture them, right? So you got to work on that. And if you don't know how to do that, let's figure that out together, okay? Brevity and directness of a well-written call to action will put the focus on what's important and remove any distractions, because there's a lot of white noise out there. People are saying anything. Sometimes I see people got a link this long for you to click. That's crazy. Put something in their mind that they're going to remember. And really, when you get a domain, it gives you the ability to really do much more than you're currently doing. So I want you to be thinking about your call to action. Now here's some examples. Read more, watch now, learn more, buy now, book now, download now. I mean, what is your call to action? Hey, to download my 10 steps on how to, start getting your mental health wellness together, click, and it tells you where to click, right? But it's going to be a downloadable document. So that means if it's a downloadable document, you got to develop it. It's just so much to it. But once you get this done, I know it's going to be a lot of work, but once you get this done, you are going to be on fire. It's going to change your life. It's going to absolutely change, because you go to podcasts, you need to be able to know exactly what it is that you're going to tell people. Watch now is cool. You're on TV. You could put one of your short reels there, watch me now. Change it to watch me now. So, we'll figure out what's going to work best for you. So here's what you need to know. Intro, outro, and producer's call to action. Be prepared April 2022, because we're going to do them. We're going to go, this call will be each person doing that. So let me give you an example of an intro, because you could work on this yourself. Schedule your one-on-ones and have them with me. Intro. Here's one. I'm going to use Light It Up TV. Welcome to Light It Up TV, where we ignite your life, right? That's one. Another intro is welcome to Real Biz Talk with Zandra, where I showcase small business so that you could grow and scale your business globally. And today in the studio, I've got blah, 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 right? That is your intro. You're going to need an intro for your show. So you need to start thinking about what that intro is going to be. Now, go out there and look at Zandra TV. Everybody has an intro. So you need your intro. Remember, we need your show name and your tagline, because when we get those two things figured out together, we're able to put that intro together really smooth for you. Now, when you listen, the first time you do your intro, you're going to be nervous, but you're at home. This is your home. You know, this is this is the safe place. You may not have it all together, but we got to practice makes improvement, because you will never be perfect. And we're okay with that. Okay. I want you to be okay with it too. Now, what is your outro? Thank you for watching another episode of Real Biz Talk with Zandra, where I showcase small business so that you can grow not just locally, but nationally and globally. And until we meet again, continue to be the best you. Peace. That is me. That is me. That is me. I do it everywhere. I'm on a podcast. Yeah, this is my closing statement. Peace. It might not be that outro, but it's going to be something oh yeah, that's her on TV. That's her on TV. You want to continue, always draw a correlation to the thing that is different, not to the thing that is common. Things that are common is coaches and consultants and authors and speakers. There's a gazillion. But out of all them authors and speakers and coaches and how many of them are TV producer? So everything you do, draw it to TV. Draw it to TV. I'm thinking about you, Pam. You have another business, that spa business. Draw that to TV. Draw it in, because you can, and it'll make a difference. You celebrity spa now, right? Owned by TV producer Pam Good. So you have to think about that. So be prepared. In April, we will be doing this together. So let's talk about last month. What we talked about is crystallizing your show vision. And if you haven't, you need to. Understanding what your desired outcomes are. Trying to figure out the type of show, whether it's scripted or unscripted. Making sure that you have went to GoDaddy and you've secured your name at a minimum. You own your name. But ultimately, we want you to go nab your show. We want to nab some component of the show. And some of you have done that. Dana, in her first one-on-one, we went and grabbed her URLs right away for the name of her show. And we didn't grab one, we grabbed 3, because there's different versions, right? And so you want to be able to have all those versions. If you're going to not film here at the studio, you need to scout your film location. You all should have that link to Amazon for set design. Start looking at that. If you have not written your first press release, you need to. I had the link in the last meeting. I'll put it in this one too. Press release. What are you telling people? I am now, in a TV and Media Academy, because I am taking my message globally. I'm going to be a TV producer on Zandra TV Network, so on and so on. You need to do that. If you don't have a Bitly account, I want you to establish one. You'll know why. I will teach you why that is important. There's no way that you know where your traffic is coming from, but Bitly tracks it. From LinkedIn to Facebook, you need Bitly. It don't cost you nothing. Go get it. You need a Bitly account. If you don't know how to establish your Google alerts, I need you to learn how to do that. And I can show you how to do that as well. But in your spreadsheet, your project plan in the spreadsheet, there's a link in there about Google Alerts. Go to that link, set up your Google Alerts. What should your alerts be about? Well, it should be the name of your show. It should be Zandra TV Network. It should be ZTV. All of these things is what you would be tracking. And then last but not least, strategic plan, begin with the end in mind. And so that's what we're trying to do with you by telling you, what is it going to look like? What is it going to feel like? I want you to think about that now. Crystallize your vision so that you know what that end state looks like. But in order for it to be a tight end state, you got to have a business process. How you going to get people into the castle? Now, a lot of people come out the gate and go, I'm not charging. I'm not going to charge anybody anything to be on my show. And that's cool. But what about season 2? What about season 3? you still need to prepare, and you need to pitch it in a way that says, this is a normal, $9.97, gig for people to be on this show, but I'm doing it complimentary, for my first season. But you got the information on the street, and people go like, wow, I could see why this is $9.97. Because once they come in, and the white glove treatment that they receive in this studio, we deliver excellence, you guys. You go ask any of those producers that are already on the channel. There's no way that, people would be doing season 2, 3, and so on and so forth, if it wasn't that we were delivering an excellence. A lot goes on in this studio. I don't believe in one-hit wonders. Now, if you out here to be a one-hit wonder, and I've had a couple of, you're gonna have a couple of one-hit wonders, that did one season and now they're gonna go do YouTube. You can't be on TV and then backpedal to YouTube, as an example. Okay, so I don't believe in one-hit wonders. I believe in multiple hit wonders, and so that's what we're going to do together. And you'll see that when you re-up, or when you decide to do your season 2, it's not as extensive, because you don't have to be in the incubator, and you already know how to be a producer. Now, here are the critical items. So you'll get this in the next couple of days. Crystallize your show, know those desired outcomes, secure your URL. These are critical things. And your tile design, if you have a brand board, we need to look at your brand board. What is your logo? Do you have AI files that already exist? Do you have hex codes? All of this is critically important. If you don't, you can start telling us, I think I want purple and blue and da, da, da. People come in and don't have this, and that's okay, but we'll get you a one little pager brand sheet after we create your tile. Film location and dates we talked about. Start getting that set design. Get that Bitly account now. And then we'll be setting up time to have your creative meeting, where we will be asking you to share your screen and show us the backdrops that you have chosen. Getting your call to action signed up, getting everything kind of lined up for you to be able to film. Okay. Now, I know y'all think, oh, and I'm gonna have to buy furniture too. No. We will be sending you a picture of all the furniture that we have. We're family. We rotate and use furniture and change the coverings and put on different pillows and put down different rugs. It just makes a difference, right? We can use what we have. You can use what we have. But if you want your own, I want this swanky, I want to be in a bean bag. We don't have a bean bag. You got to buy a bean bag. Now, the good thing about the bean bag is, once you buy it, we'll store it for you at no cost. We have a storage where we have all of, a lot of furnishing, and you don't have to pay for that. You're part of the family. That's part of us doing business with you. We don't charge you for the storage, okay? All right. Now, you have a role that, now that you're a part of this family, y'all know you cannot be a part of this family and not support your peer producers, period. So we have 3 reveals coming up. The first one is Pastor Johnny. It is coming up on March 10th. Get there. I need y'all to support Pastor Johnny. Her name of her show is Reaching Your Thinking with Pastor Johnny. It's March 10th. And then March 16th, we've got Tell Me I Can't, who is really, this is, I really want y'all to come out for this one. Because this started out, it's interesting how things start out and then how things end up, right? It started out, if you look at her thing, it says live streaming on JD3 TV, right? She literally came from another network. She lives in Baltimore and came to Dallas and hired us to do her production. Now, y'all got to be feeling like, okay, somebody from another network thinks our quality is so freaking good that they hired us to do their production to stream on another network. But guess what? Now that particular show, Tell Me I Can't, will be on Zandra TV. So it does, it started out to be one way, it's going to end up being another way. So people are coming from all over. Why is this important to you? It is important because every referral that you do, you now are an affiliate with us. You are part of this family. You get a 10% referral. Somebody comes over with 11,000, 12,000, whatever it may be, right? 9,400. You get a referral off of that. We pay you. And so if you got other people for production or this or that, we'll do that. We can produce, even though it may not be on our channel, but when we produce, it ends up being on our channel because they go like, I want to be on your channel, which is cool. So her reveal is March 16th. I need y'all to register. I need you to be there. And then last but not least, we have Sean Means Business. Her reveal is March 27th. I need you to enroll for that and show your fellow producers support. Now, why do I say that? Because you're going to be in this shoe one day. You're going to have a TV tile. You're going to have a reveal. You're going to look just like them. And don't you want your peer people to, producers to come and support you? Yes, you do. So you got to give support in order to get support. So register for those. Last but not least, this is my one-to-many. Y'all need a one-to-many. But until you get a one-to-many, you could use my one-to-many. You could still look like you have a one-to-many. I do Why Streaming TV Matters every single month without fail. It is the first Wednesday of every month at 6 p.m. Central Standard Time. Our next session is April 6th. And the register here link that you see doesn't change. I'm gonna teach you how to do that for yourself too. It doesn't change. They register through Calendly. It's cool beans, man. It's tracked on your calendar. You can see it. But at the end of the day, this is my one-to-many. So I want to make sure that you all know that you could be coming. You'll learn streaming. You gotta know this, because without knowing, you'll get out there and be like, like I had somebody, and so I have to share this with y'all. I had somebody just text me while we were in this call asking me about the streaming numbers. And I was like, okay, I think I need to do a refresher for everybody. With streaming TV, it is different than linear TV. And once you understand that, you really understand streaming. You'll understand streaming a lot better. Linear TV is what we grew up on, where you had cable TV. And it came on at a certain hour. You see, the cable box has a tracking device inside of it, right? And that tracking device knows your address, it knows your name, but it also knows that when you take that remote and you turn it to a channel, it knows that, right? So it could tell you how many people clicked at 7:00 p.m. or 6 p.m. to see Why Streaming Matters, right? But when you talk about streaming is 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. So there's no time slot that I could track and go, oh yeah, at this time, this many people tuned in. People are tuning in 24/7, right? The difference with a cable box and with streaming is that you could watch on this device, you could watch on your tablet, you could watch it on your laptop, and then you could kick up your biscuits at home and watch it on your TV. So let's just say, I started a show on this, I paused it and I toggled to something else. Then I got to my office and I started back up again on my laptop. Somebody walked in my office and I paused it. Okay, I got a doctor's appointment this afternoon, and I go with my tablet to the doctor's office. And while I'm waiting, I got my earbuds in, I'm trying to pick up on my show again. That's 3 times that somebody has touched it. And then I still don't get to finish because they call me out of the waiting room and it's my turn to go in the doctor. So I'll pause it. But when I get home that night, I turn on ZTV and I go try, because I want to see what the end is going to be like on this show. They go to the show and they watch it to the end. Is that 4 views or 1? And that is why streaming is different. It is not 4 views, it's 1 view, but it could be inflated, right? That would be inflated if I gave it, okay, 10 seconds, 20 seconds, to get to the end of the show. So streaming TV works on network numbers, not your number, because you're going to be sad. Your number might only be 500 or 250. It's based on all the promotion, right? But the network, which is a part of who you are, the network reach was X. So I just told a producer that the network reach was 500,000 last month. Why? Because we're on multiple networks. So I have to go and look at what each network did to come up with what our network numbers were, not a show number, right? Y'all follow me on that? I just want, it's got to be clear because streaming is just so different that I want you to get it. Okay. All right. I think that's it. I'm going to stop share and open it up for any questions.
Zandra, you're gonna put those links to all those shows in there when you review, when you send it out?
You mean like how to register for each one?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. It'll be in there.
Sandra, I have another question as well. So I know we talked about having a studio in, I guess, in studio. Do we have the ability to have like remote guests? Like if there's someone that needs to come in via Zoom or some other electronic service, do we have that option as well?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Awesome.
But the difference is, so I want to make sure y'all understand. So yeah, I do international people. They're not flying in. So I do them remotely, but we create a look and feel for your remote and it will be engineered.
Okay.
So what does that mean? You don't have to worry about move out, fade in. There will be a producer producing you right on the spot.
Got it. Okay. Thank you.
And giving you information in the chat that you got 2 minutes remaining. You got keeping everything together. Yeah.
Perfect. Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That was so awesome. I've got to go, but it was good seeing
Okay.
you guys. See you soon.
All right. I'll see you Thursday.
Bye. See you Thursday.
Bye. Okay. Anything else? I see some, let me get my glasses on. Y'all got a whole bunch of stuff in this chat. Let me see. Involve us as the mentors in the, okay, that's from Lori. Got you, Lori. Sorry, it's not the production form. It's a spreadsheet that we reviewed at our meeting that I do not have. You didn't get it? My girl, you know, that makes you, okay, Fran says she didn't get it either. Okay, I will send it to you. I'll send it to you, but I'm also going to put that link in the recap. Gotcha, Steph. I'm putting it down right now. That's crazy because I could have swore I did it. You know, I'm doing too much. Thank you so much. See you later. Lori's gone. Okay, any questions? Now listen, this is your time to question me before we go. Yes, Pam.
I just wanted to ask about the previous meetings, about getting the recordings so that I can catch up.
Yes, ma'am. Pam, I really felt like you were on the recaps, but I'll send them to you.
Okay.
I'll send them to you. Pam, recaps. Okay.
And then I'm also going to put, I'm going to answer all of the questions that you were referring to in getting things set up.
Okay, great. Yay.
I'm not sure if that'll be in an email or if it's already, if
It
I
will.
should just go back or.
No, I'm going to forward you each of the recaps and you just
Okay.
go read the recap and there's links in there. There's lots of things in there.
Okay. Thank
But
you.
I want you to schedule your one-on-one as soon
Okay.
as possible so we can get started on that.
I'll
Okay.
do that.
Okay, cool. All right.
I have a
Anybody
quick
else?
question.
Yes, Stephanie.
Zandra, you mentioned GoDaddy in there. I have Namecheap is where all my domains are. Is that going to work? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure. So.
Yeah, I just say GoDaddy because it's like the number, you know, a lot of people do GoDaddy. So no, go to wherever you actually capture your domains and start capturing those domains.
Okay. Yeah, I went in and purchased all. I mean, I've had my name for years now, but I purchased some of the other domains relative to that, and then looking up for my show information. So
awesome.
I think
and
I'm
we
gonna
might
go with that
decide
title
a
you
short
have.
version of it, right? I mean, once we get the name really down, we might, do the short version, and why like be on ZTV is easy, or, so on and so forth. So we'll figure that out. But yeah, start looking. Perfect.
All right, perfect. Thanks.
All right. Thank you. All right. Any other questions? All minds clear? All right. All right. Okay. Oh, Fran, you got a question?
No, ma'am. I just want to tell you,
Oh.
I received my spreadsheet. Thank you so much, ma'am. It was
Oh,
a
you're
pleasure.
welcome. You're
Yes, ma'am.
welcome. Like I sent yours, and did send Stephanie's. Well, just whatever. All right. Okay. Thank y'all. I'll see y'all next month. Look for the recap. All right. Bye. See you later.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.